In today's video, an amazing 60-day transformation. This is Greg, who actually lost about 31 pounds over the course of 6 weeks, taking part in our transformation challenge. Now, he used a combination of learning how to track macros. He had never done macros before. He had done kind of some fad diets in the past, but was never able to actually get the results he wanted. He also found that he was pretty sedentary, so he started focusing on moving a little bit more, got into some resistance training. He actually worked with one of our coaches named Ron, who did a wonderful job kind of educating him and guiding him along the way. But 31 pounds, multiple inches off his waist. So I want you guys to hear it directly from him. And then I want you to go click the link below to join our next transformation challenge, which starts on Monday. We're giving away $25,000. It's open worldwide, more than 100 meal plans and training plans and a private support community. And I'm going to be coaching 2 people at no cost. All you have to do to win one of those spots is be registered for the challenge by Monday. All right, guys, enjoy.
Obviously, with Ron's help, going from someone who was not familiar with flexible dieting or macro tracking, had you tried any other type of diets in the past, whether it be like fasting or, low carb or anything like that?
I think I've experimented with those things in the past. I, retired a couple of years ago from the police department where I located. I had the benefit of being part of a bicycle patrol unit. So diet wasn't really a thing for me. I ate what I wanted because on an average day, I was riding 20 to 40 miles a day. So the thought of monitoring, I know I was eating a lot of carbs just to keep up with that because that's a lot of
Yeah.
exercise. Besides that, just getting in the gym, like I said, I had retired. I got kind of out of the swing of that, and just felt kind of blah. Like it was just things were changing. I was slowing down. I wasn't eating as much, and I knew that. I knew that I wasn't eating enough food. But what I've learned through this process is that the food fuels that fat
Yeah.
burning element. It's amazing to see it in progress. So it's definitely been a huge learning experience for me.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about how much, because the 60 days is not a terrible long amount of time. I mean, it's, 8 weeks and some change. How much total weight loss or transformation did you go through?
So it's been quite significant, I think. When I first signed up with Ron, the initial weight that I had was at 211. Today I stepped on the scale at 180. I've lost 31 pounds in the beginning.
Wow.
So I've lost weight since the challenge ended. Um, and in that, I still have increased my macros. So I went from about 1,800 calories, and right now I'm sitting at about 1,900, almost 2,000. And
Yeah.
I'm still maintaining or actually losing some weight. So my steps, I'm still working on those steps. I do that every day. It's been a low impact steps because I've had 4 knee surgeries between my 2 knees.
Yeah.
And so I needed something low impact, and that has made a huge difference. So it's been amazing to see at 30 pounds, because if you asked me 30 pounds ago where I was going to get 30 pounds to lose, I would have had no idea. I would thought
Right.
I'm fine at 210, and in my prior job, I was comfortably at 205, but again, exercising 20 miles a day, 4 days a week at least, or more.
Yeah. Well, I'm
So
curious because, Ron himself loves the gym. So did he get you kind of consistently lifting weights?
yeah, fortunately, my wife and I have a home gym. So we have a full setup in our garage. So that was a big benefit to us. We would work out together, which was kind of nice, brought us close together, especially during this entire challenge. We'd work out together, which was kind of nice. So I had that benefit. I don't know that a lot of people have that benefit, but it's right here in my house. It makes it super easy.
Yeah, I think ease of access, especially as our lives get busier, can have a huge impact on our ability to like execute things. I have a treadmill here in my office, and that's something that I got maybe 5 years ago, and it's been a huge game changer for me. I've never put on the body fat that I lost since I got that, because I just wake up and walk every day, and it's just zero effort for me to do that. Whereas before I would have to get in my car, drive to the gym, make a real conscious decision to go do some cardio. And for those that are like, why don't you just walk outside? Well, I live in Florida where it's 95 degrees and raining all the time. So Um, it sounds good in theory, but sometimes you just don't want to be outside. But the having a gym, having some form of activity at your disposal is huge. And some people will say, "Well, I don't know, I can't afford a treadmill." And I was like, "Well, yeah, you can afford some health care real soon if you're 30, 40 pounds overweight." Um,
Yeah, it was, I selected one of the plans. It got me lifting 4 days a week before this. That's part of the draw to the program. And that's what I told Ron. I needed something to spark my desire to get back into the gym and
yeah,
get back to working out. Because I used to work out a lot just because of, again, my old job. You need to be in physical shape in order to do those things. And so when I retired, I kind of just said I'm taking a break, but that break ended up being like a couple years, and
yeah.
it affected me, and so I picked a plan that got me in there 4 days a week at the very least, and so I've just been doing that and doing almost the same. I got into a routine, which has been the big thing is getting into that routine where I walk every day, I lift 4 times a week, and I eat better. I eat better, I drink more water, I do what I need to do to stay healthy.
So
And
let's talk about your transition into tracking macros. So how did that go? Because obviously, when you get a plan and it says eat, 200 grams of protein, there can be a moment of like, oh boy, what would I do here?
oh yeah, no, I relied on my wife a whole lot for that. She got me through the process because she had been doing it. And
Yeah,
like I said, I had zero idea of how to track a macro. I like weighing food was not a thought for me. I never weighed my food, never thought about weighing food, never looked at the labels on the back. A breakfast for me would be like a bagel and that's it, right? And so um, until you get into that and learn it, it's been a learning process, and I'm still learning, how to track things, but it's gotten a lot easier because I've been doing it for a few months now, and it's just part of the daily habit again. It's building those habits that I can do every day and just keep track and but it was a process. It was confusing to me. Like it was keeping track of proteins and carbs and fat. It's a lot of work, but I wouldn't go back and change it.
and people don't understand the power of walking. We don't think of walking as this weight loss tool, but it's really reshaped the way I think about weight loss because I coach bodybuilding competitors. And one of the problems historically with competitors is like they diet so hard, they do a bodybuilding show, they then go eat and they put on a bunch of body fat they're unhappy with. What I found is that if I tell them they can go eat freely, but they're not allowed to sit still, they don't gain any weight, right? So let's say we're in Chicago. You can go have a pizza, but then you got to walk 15 minutes to go get a drink, and then you got to walk 15 minutes to go get a dessert. And so you end up being a tourist and getting 15, 20, 30,000 steps a day. It can really offset that desire to kind of overeat. Our approach, which is it's hard, but it's a different kind of hard. It's not restricting yourself or avoiding anything that you enjoy. It's learning how to incorporate that into your goals. And like you said, planning ahead is a big part of that.
And we enjoy a cocktail, we enjoy wine. It was a trick for me with the macros and figuring out how to take from carbs or fat but never
Yeah.
protein and figuring out that formula. But even, yesterday I went out with some friends and I knew I was going out and I planned ahead. I put it in my macro counter and I had 2 drinks because I planned ahead. So it was
Yeah.
really easy. It's become part of everyday life, which is what my entire goal for this whole thing was. Like I said earlier, no aspirations to win, not even a thought that there was a winner. I had absolutely no idea, but I was looking for something that I could change my lifestyle and just, become everyday habits. And
Right.
and I don't see it changing.
Well, I mean, you've changed your routine. So now I often tell people like going to the gym, tracking my diet, those aren't things that I think about anymore. They're just things I do. It's like brushing your teeth. You don't wake up every day and go, "Oh man, I got to brush my teeth." You just do. You brush your teeth, you make your bed, you do your laundry. It's the same going to the gym, tracking my diet. It's just a part of the routine. And I think that can be intimidating for some people to start, but once you start, you look back and go, "Man, that was way too like I wish I understood this stuff in high school and college." And I think back to like my athletic playing days and how poorly my nutrition was handled, and how it could have positively impacted my ability to succeed as an athlete, my ability to succeed as a student. And just, I was always into like lifting and stuff, just thinking, all the things I missed out on. I just knew to eat a lot of protein, but outside of that, it was a joke. Did you take a part in like the Facebook group, or did you mostly communicate with Ron? Like, what did you, take away from it?
I would, I'd go through the Facebook group. I didn't really respond to much. I'm just more of a, I just kind of watched from the outside, but those meetings that we had weekly with Ron, you look forward to, hoping that you've done it right, because the last thing you want to do is have your coach chastise you for doing something correctly or messing up. But it was great working with Ron. He was super encouraging, and made it so much easier to be able to have someone to talk to. And my wife and I have still reached out to him even after the challenge and said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And he's willing to answer. He's been willing to help. And so that's really what I was looking for when I started this. I just wanted someone to point me in the right direction and give me some good guidance. And it's exactly what he did. And I thank him for that. I can't thank him enough.
All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed that interview with Greg. And as a reminder, I just want you guys to get on that challenge. I'm going to be interviewing some more of our winners in the days ahead. And I want you guys to enjoy seeing these changes and thinking, hey, maybe that could be me. If you're ready to make a change, I'm ready to help you. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.